Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation, gold and silver, the news that we finally have been waiting for. Let's explore! That's right. We are seeing gold back over $2,000 an ounce, bouncing back from its recent pullback. Silver is up there as well to $27.84 for the ask price there. And it is exciting to see the movement in these numbers for sure. In fact, one thing I do keep track of is the gold to silver ratio, and it is at 72.19. So it's starting to narrow a little bit between gold and silver. The reason why I do that is because I think it's unique and fascinating to see that the ratio would still be this wide, considering where it has been historically in the past whenever we've seen a record precious metals prices. Well, in this case, gold, because silver has gotten nowhere near the record high. But it's a telling tale, not only because people are buying the metal in various different ways, but the demand for it in the physical is what the news is. That's right. The news that we've been waiting for, folks, is that physical gold and silver demand remains strong as investors sell paper. And that is something that we're starting to see a shift, because when people move more towards the physical, that is really where we're going to see the precious metals shine in a real sense. Because paper really is not real. And when we think of paper, that's really the electronic form. Because, if you have a certificate, that's something that at least can be exchanged. But, these exchange-traded funds, so to speak, well, they're electronic. And they're not really tested for the physical itself. And we know that there's a lot more of those contracts out there than there are the physical to back them up. When you buy and that is, by the way, the same thing that can be said for pretty much every single commodity out there. So this article here from Kitco News tells the tale of the tape. While the paper gold market recently saw significant selling pressure, the physical market continues to see unprecedented demand in a tight marketplace, according to accredited physical dealers. Professional bullion dealers we've talked with this past week say one of their biggest problems is keeping up with gold and silver inventory to meet the demand for filling orders from retail customers. Some customers have sold a relatively small number of gold coins to take profit, but there have not been any reports of massive panic selling when prices recently fell, said Richard Weaver, president of the Professional Numismatist Guild, in a press release Tuesday. Not only has physical precious metals market seen a lack of panic selling, but Weaver said that dealers are also seeing a generational shift in their customer base. Now that is fascinating indeed to see this. This is really good news. For the first time in a long time, we are seeing buyers in their 20s and 30s entering the market for physical gold and silver, Weaver said. Looking at the latest sales data so far this month, the U.S. Mint has sold 91,500 ounces in various denominations of American Eagle gold bullion coins. So far this year, the U.S. Mint has sold 586,000 ounces of gold. Physical silver has also attracted significant investor attention this past month. According to sales data, the U.S. Mint has sold nearly 2.6 million 1-ounce silver coins. Sales are at their highest level since March, when the Mint sold nearly 5.5 million silver coins. So far this year, the U.S. Mint has sold roughly 16.3 million American Silver Eagle coins, which, people ask, well, is 2020, since 2020 is a special year, and it's the last year with that design on the reverse, are they going to be worth more? No. That number should tell you there's going to be way too many of them out there for them to really command much of a premium. Some people may try to sell them as such, but do not fall for it. There's 16.3 million 2020 American Silver Eagles out there. There's plenty to go around for sure. While demand for physical bullion remains strong, Professional Numismatist Guild continues to warn investors to only buy from accredited dealers. Know your dealer to avoid potential bullion scams. Sage advice for sure. You want to be very careful. Buy from accredited, trusted bullion dealer out there. And not only that, but even the trusted, accredited dealers, they're charging very high premiums. So shop around. You heard me talk about that in a prior video. This is good news. The good news is that, we've got more people as they sell paper, they're still buying the physical, and we're seeing the younger generations start to buy gold and silver. This gives me some hope for the younger generation out there, for sure. This is exciting news, and I've seen it to some level on my channel and other channels. The views are picking up. People are showing a little bit more interest in gold and silver, and really it's about the youth. The youth are going to be the ones that are going to carry the torch and of precious metals out there. And me, I'm only 17 years old, so I'm in that category. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That's right. Very good. So we're going to spread the word. Me and these 20 and 30-year-olds, we're going to go out there and spread the message of precious metals and why they're good. What's good for the goose is great for the gander and everybody else in between. Yes, indeed. Gold and silver, they are something to hold and to behold and have, as people learn about these metals and the history behind them, well, I think that's going to be what's going to attract folks. As new, younger generation comes into the community here, they also have to be very careful about what kind of information they receive about precious metals, because one thing you're going to get on this channel is that I don't need to sell silver and gold for the metals themselves. They sell themselves. They are what they are. You may see me unbox a particular silver coin or round or a gold coin or round from which I buy or review from a bullion dealer, but don't ever let that sway your purchasing power, because, you have to do what's right for you based off the research that you do. Me, I'm a collector, probably first and foremost. I just happen to be stacking on the side, but nonetheless, it is a way to preserve your wealth in the long term, especially in gold, and that's what it's about. But gold has recaptured that $2,000 level today. Fascinating indeed, and very good news, I believe. The news that we've been waiting for is that the younger generation, we're seeing more buyers in their 20s and 30s to enter the market for physical gold and silver. That is a very good news, and that gives us some hope. And we see more of that going on with social media out there. Somehow, this message can be spread, and this video is being shared on one of those avenues. And in fact, I would encourage you to please, to press that like button with just enough force that will convert it from gray to blue and a thumbs up, but also share it with other social media platforms. The more we get the word out there about precious metals, the better it is for everybody, because they understand what real money is, or money with depth, I'll call it that. Precious metals have the depth of time and scale, and if we get more people involved and awake in that regard, well, we can reform our monetary system, and maybe even go back to a constitutional system where gold and silver were money one of these days in some manner or form, and it can be done with technology for sure, if they do it the right way. So there you have it. The physical market is strong, and I believe that is part of why we're seeing some of the reflection in these prices as of late, because sooner or later, that's really what's going to drive and be a sustained driver of precious metal prices for those of us who accumulate it in the physical sense. Now, make no mistake, both gold and silver have properties, industrial properties, commodity properties, more so silver especially, and there will be drivers for the price in that regards as well. But when you buy the physical, there's no way to manipulate that market, because there's only so much gold and silver that is out there for sure. And so there it is. So post your thoughts below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.